G'day, how's it going? I'm doing very well and I hope you are too. So this is another video on opening traps, but as you know, we've got some pretty high standards on this channel.
No, we don't.
We're not going to show you simple stuff like, I don't know, e4, g6, d4, bishop here, blah blah blah, and then black's got this harmless looking check, and then if you go c3, then of course the queen is going to swing over to the other side and we're going to lose a piece. I mean, come on, come on. Even grandmothers in Finland and Sweden know basic stuff like this. You should expect more from this channel. At least I hope so. Anyway, so let me show you a game that was first played by Capablanca in a simul. And this is what happened. Knight f3, knight c6, knight c3, and now black's next move is supposed to be a mistake. Bishop to c5, because white can take on e5 followed by d4. And this is somewhat unexpected because knight takes pawn doesn't really win material, but white does speed up his development. There are two possibilities here. Black can take on e5 and then white's going to go d4 and he's winning his piece back. Or the other possibility is, since white is winning his piece back, black might as well take on f2. And then after king takes f2, the knight can take on e5 and material is still even, but white's king seems a little bit exposed. We'll get back to this variation at the end of the game. So let's see what happened after knight takes e5. Black took back, then white went d4, and in this position I think the best move for black is bishop d6, and then if white takes on e5, then black can take on e5, and I think that position is probably okay for black. White's a little better. White can go bishop here, and then he's going to castle, and eventually he's going to go f4. I mean, white's got much better chances, no question about it. Now, taking on d4 is not a very good idea because white gets the two bishops and also good development. The knight is under attack. In this position, black now went queen to f6. And when you first look at this position, queen to f6 looks like a very reasonable move because black does have a threat. Like if we go knight d5 here, which looks like a good move because we're gaining a tempo by attacking the queen and also attacking c7, then black simply goes knight to f3 check. And even though we can take, the black queen is attacking our queen. This is a simple discovered check. And, you know, mistakes like this happen because you don't pay attention to your opponent's threats. Whenever your opponent makes a move, you've got to stop and think, what's my opponent threatening? And here black's threatening knight to f3. However, white's got a very nice move which leads to a very, very big advantage for white, and that move is no other than knight to b5 exclamation mark, threatening knight takes c7 check, but also protecting our queen. So knight f3 no longer works here because our queen on d4 is protected. So in this position, black now went king to d8, which is probably the only move. And here white's got a very simple reply which wins the game outright. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to see if you can actually find the answer. Actually, it's going to be more than a couple of seconds, maybe 5. And here white's got this simple queen maneuver, queen to c5, threatening both queen takes c7 and queen to f8 checkmate. In this position, black's completely lost and he resigned. Now, let's go back to the position after knight takes e5. As I mentioned earlier, black could have taken on f2. Bishop takes, king takes, and then knight takes e5. So material is even here, but this king looks somewhat exposed. However, black's development is not very good, and that means white can simply go d4. And he's got the center, his pieces are coming out quickly, and black doesn't really have any threats. He can try this move, which is tricky, And now, if we move back to g1 with our king, which I think is a good move, now we've got to watch out because black's got a very tricky move. Knight to g4, threatening queen to f2, checkmate, and we can't take the knight on g4 because then queen takes d4 is going to lead to checkmate after bishop e3, queen takes, and it's going to be checkmate. However, in this position, we've got to calm down. We've got a simple reply which leads to a big advantage for white. And I'm pretty sure you can come up with that move. I'm not going to show it to you here, but just watch out because it's not so easy. But okay, it's maybe it is easy. All right, yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. I want to make it short, and yeah, more stuff coming up soon. Thanks for watching.
See the subscribe button, hug it, show it some love.